Man, nice hat.
Yeah, I had to. I gotta ask you about your shirt in a minute. Yeah, I went, so don't laugh. I actually had on an LA Dodger hat because I'm leaving for LA in a week, so I figured I'd pay a little respect to the Dodgers. And then I had a
Yeah.
Met hat on because my family's Mets, so they bought me a Met hat one year, and I wore it when we went to see the Mets down in Miami. But I took that off immediately. I don't like the colors. I don't like the blue and the orange.
Oh, I
Um,
hate you.
I just
The
don't like
show's over.
those colors. And then, but the Mets, and we'll talk about the Mets in a bit. But the Mets are doing very well. They just swept Philly right out of their ballpark. But forget about that. Let's start off with the normal pleasantries. How are you today? I see you wearing I think I'm gonna guess an LA Galaxy shirt.
Yeah, I am. I'm a big fan of Homage.
Yeah,
They're
they
a couple
really
of
make
guys.
that's a good quality shirt too. Like that's good
Yeah,
quality.
a couple of guys who started a clothing company just down at Ohio State, just on campus. Now they're global. Like LeBron James is wearing their shirts on TV and stuff. But every once in a while they do a mystery pack. You get 4 shirts for, I don't know, 50, $60, something like that. But you don't know what you're getting. But they're such good quality shirts that my wife and I just usually do it anyways. I can wear this to the gym. I can wear it to bed. I can wear it to softball practice, just mowing the grass.
That's a good looking shirt actually with the little galaxy there. Nobody's wearing that right now.
Right. And it goes with the Akron Zips hat.
Yeah.
Because
Well, what is that all about?
my daughter's softball team is the Zips. Because in the league they play and they name the teams after local colleges. So there's like the Otterbein Cardinals, Bowling Green Falcons, the Dayton Flyers, the Capital Comets. I know we're the Akron Zips. I think there's one more in there. The OU Bobcats. So I got my assistant coaches and I some matching Zips hats.
Very nice. So what position does your daughter play?
She likes to play pitcher, second base, and right center field. Because
And
in her league, it's still a developmental league because she plays U10. So you play infield, you play outfield, but she also is a pretty good pitcher. So
nice. And they're teaching them how to do the windmill pitching?
yeah, one of my coaches, Lindsay, she's a former high school pitcher, so she's the pitching coach. So I send girls over to her. I do the infielding. My guy Jeff does the hitting, and we've been doing this together for 3 years, and we're doing pretty good.
That's actually very cool. How's the team doing?
We're just starting practice, but dude, we're winning the ship. Like this is the best team I've ever coached. Like I'm so
Wow.
pumped about it. I'm calling it right now. We will lose one game on some fluke, but we're winning the ship. It's over. Gatorade baths all around.
Wow. Well, that can I mark that here that you are winning
Do
the
it.
and yes, and so on April 23rd. When is this championship coming together?
It should be last week of June because the All Stars are usually right around July 4th.
Now, does your daughter play with the All Stars too?
If she makes the team.
So that's traveling the whole summer.
No, that's just a couple of games here or there.
It's not a big travel.
No. She wants to try out for that, but I just don't know if she has the time. And she's a black belt. She does 2 travel dances. She does, she wants to do basketball. She does softball. I just don't know if there's time yet. So the league she's in now, they get 12 games plus like 3 weeks of practice. That's a lot. I really don't like travel softball either because I feel like there's not enough practices. And then games are, you just have the ball field from sun up to sundown every Saturday and Sunday. I don't think that's good physically, mentally, emotionally, developmentally for a kid. Especially at 9 years old. I'm not all about that.
I give a lot of credit to these parents that like they're literally every weekend they're posting on Facebook. They're in a hotel somewhere or they're on the road, and it's the wear and tear. Not only that, the financial obligation you have to put into this, right? Like my daughter played high school lacrosse and basketball, and just the local travel, right? Tournaments and a couple of games. It's a commitment, and I try to make every one of those games when she was doing that. So I applaud you for making sure you're there. So how's work going?
It's going well, man. We got the carpet in the new shop. We got the ceiling done, the paint done. Been really working really hard on these vending machines, sports card vending machines by Fan Stand. Got 2 of them in local. I ice skating rinks called the Chiller East and Chiller North. If you're coming from Columbus, that's where they're at. And then one of them at Grand Slam, a batting cage facility in Dublin. And man, it's all about location. Like we had one just sitting in a warehouse, one at Grand Slam, and then one at Wilder Side of Sports. And this weekend alone, I installed 2 new ones on Friday at the Chiller. It did more sales in the weekend than the other ones had done in months combined. Like unbelievable. Blown away by it.
I mean, it's great that this is bringing in additional revenue, right? But tell me a little bit about this, because I remember back in the day, the supermarkets having machines that had packs, and it just looked like as soon as that pack fell, it was like the same machine that they used for the candy bars, right? So the pack falls and the corners are destroyed. These machines are all updated, new technology, right?
Yeah.
Handling and everything.
So there's I don't have one here. Little plastic boxes. You know, I got one right here. Just like this.
Okay.
The pack goes into. Just say this is a pack.
And that can handle a little bit of a drop, right?
Oh, but there's a conveyor belt system. So there's an elevator system, almost like the new pop machines.
Like the bottom machines
all have that. Comes up to the level, it pops out, it doesn't even fall, it comes out, it just goes down into the little tray. The tray then brings it down to the bottom. You know, whenever you post this on Twitter, I have a video. I'll just retweet it with the video to show how it works. But it's
immediate consumption. That's what people want. Immediate consumption, right? That's why vending machines are so popular.
And I feel like there's zero chance of that. There's the same chance of you picking up a blaster at Walmart and it being damaged than there is from my machine.
So what are you selling in the machine? Just packs mostly?
We were doing blasters and packs. A lot of Pokemon. Blasters. We've sold out of hockey blasters in 2 days at these places.
Yeah,
the WNBA I thought was going to sell. It did not.
Really interesting.
Baseball Series 1 sold. 24 Don Russ packs have sold. NBA just is not selling.
Really?
But Pokemon, I can't keep Pokemon in stock.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So I got to go back out tomorrow to all 3 locations and upload a whole new software system. So I'm just taking all the Pokemon I got and just restocking them all.
Any thoughts to go mystery packs in those things?
No.
Want
to be transparent, not because someone could say, "Hey, I didn't get this," or "I didn't get that." And I mean, there's cameras everywhere, so I can literally look to see if you got it. But I feel like there's too many not honest people out there who could take advantage of it. But they will be in store.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna have them in your store.
Mystery packs, not the machine.
Right, not the machine, right, obviously.
Right, but no mystery packs in the machines.
Oh, very nice.
But we were one of the guys suggested selling some supplies. So I was thinking about putting together like a 100-pack of sleeves and 10 top loaders and make it into a little bundle and sell it for $3 or something like that. Because if you buy a pack or something, you want to open it right there, you've got nothing. And you're really going to need more than 10 top loaders if you're opening a blaster? Probably not. It's
smart. I mean, again, not every kid has access to get to an LCS anytime they want, right? So having them in places where the kids are, I think it's genius, right? They had them on my cruise ship when I went in December. That's all my wife needs to see was that they had, and they had blaster boxes too. On there. Otherwise, everything else is good, right? Family's good, work is good, just busy.
We're in that busy season of life where there's something every day. So you know what? I love it. I wouldn't trade it. What else am I gonna do? I talk to my friends who don't have kids. They're just like, I played Fortnite for 4 hours. Okay. I feel like I'd be bored if I didn't have kids.
Oh, of course. And it's funny you talk about kids. So my daughter was back for Easter break. She came back. So I'm not voting myself Dad of the Year, but I'm gonna put my nomination in. And
I got a shirt that says #1 Dad. So if you want to battle it out.
What about World's Best Dad?
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, my daughter came came back in. So she was getting out of her lease, and we had to get her into a new car. So we took care of that here, but she had her car that she had to trade in. So I flew to Pittsburgh, and then stayed in a hotel, woke up the next morning, and then we drove back together in her old car. And then yesterday, I woke up in the morning, and with her new car, I drove with her back to Pittsburgh, and then went right to the airport and flew right home. So I did the 6 hours drive, both week after week. The woman in her building was like, "You could sit down, relax." I said, "No, I'm waiting for my Uber to take me to the airport." She goes, "Did you not just get out of that car?" And I'm like, "I literally just left New York City 6 hours ago, and I'm on my way. I'm on my way back."
That's funny, man.
Yeah, so I did that. So no, it was nice to have her home, and she's getting ready to kind of finish up her semester, and also that was good. Otherwise, everyone else is good. Work is always busy, which is, I would, again, never trade that for anything. I learned that very early in my career. Don't ever complain about being busy, right? Because there's going to be a day when you're not, and that's not going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to this part of our show. The question of the week. So
question of the week.
I have a disclaimer. I have never, well, up until now, when you sent that, I knew it was League of Their Own, but I've never seen the movie.
What?
All right, I didn't have a daughter that played softball, so she was more of a basketball girl, and I never saw the movie. But I've done my research on this topic, and I could speak to it, even though I did not see the movie. But since you're more the expert, it got a little bit of attention on Twitter when I posted it, right, to kind of prep for this week.
I even got my wife. I thought it was sitting right here, like a custom Ken Carl, a League of Their Own card, like card art too. That was awesome. But
all right. So tell me about why this is a big deal and why we need to find out the answer to this. I did a lot of research, so I'm ready to talk about it.
I mean, there's so many different ways the movie could have played out. Why did she drop the ball? So the question is, did Dottie drop the ball on purpose when Kit ran into her?
Now, Kit was her sister.
Yeah.
And Dottie was the best player on the team, right?
No Dottie's the best player who ever lived.
Okay. All right. That's good to know.
And then so Kit was like, cut from the team, not so great. Kind of, they kept her around to keep Dottie happy. And then she ends up getting traded. So she's for another team now. And they got to face each other. And then Kit's always lived in Dottie's shadow.
Of course.
Dottie's always been the one. So then Dottie's husband comes back from war, and she knows this is going to be her last game. No one else knows that, but she does. But Kit, she's going to keep having a career. So then, end of the game comes around. Kit is coming in to score the winning run. Dottie gets the ball. Best catcher in the universe. Kit runs into her. She's all like 4 foot nothing, 100 and nothing. Yeah. And Dottie's like 6'1", like beast mode. And, the ball comes out of her hand. In my opinion, completely on purpose. She let her sister score. She let her sister continue to have the career because she was always overshadowing Kit. And now finally it was Kit's time to shine.
Okay.
And Dottie was just going to fade off into the sunset because she didn't need the glory. She didn't need the things, and Kit did. So my opinion, she dropped it on purpose. But then, I was just talking to my wife about it. She's like, why? She's the greatest player ever. They're going to win the championship. No, she didn't do it on purpose. Like, she absolutely did it on purpose.
So your wife makes a great point because I did my research, Chris. I really did. I watched a couple of podcasts about this. I watched some YouTube videos.
Impressed by you right now.
I wanted to get into this. So there's a couple of things that as I was researching, I learned. One, that at the end of the movie, there's that little smile by Gina Davis, right? That little smirk kind of thing, right? After when she's standing next to Tom Hanks. Did you notice that all angles of the collision are different? Like when you look at the collision, it's different. That first view of it from another when they show the second time. It was like whoever was in charge of like that redundancy on the set did not do a good job of making sure that it looked the same both ways.
It's like 30 years old too.
Well, one time, but that's like when you see a car in a chase scene and it's getting hit, and then the next scene, the side of the car is completely perfect, right? Because they forgot to make that adjustment when they cut this. So anyway, the two collisions are very different. One is just a pure barrel, and one is a more kind of run. One's more like a head down kind of thing, and one's more just kind of run through. Anyway, did she drop the ball or did she let go of the ball? That's that when I'm watching this, she let go.
She let go. Yeah.
Yeah. So if she let go, that was done on purpose. But your wife makes a great point, because what would, if she's the greatest of all time, what would, and I am stealing this from somewhere that I saw on YouTube, but like what would Stephen A. Smith say if they got the same coverage from 1940 as we give to sports today on ESPN or on FS1 or any of those channels? What would ESPN say?
Would they say something like, "Hey, Dottie Hinson, she is the greatest of all time. She is the GOAT. There's no denying it. It's unbelievable, undeniable. She is the greatest of all time. But even the GOATs fall down sometimes. Michael Jordan fell down once. LeBron James can't hold Michael Jordan job track.
Well, we know how he feels.
I'm going to talk to my boy Shannon Sharp.
We know how he feels about LeBron. That's for sure.
But no, I mean, like, and I don't think Dottie would even care. He'd be like, yeah, that tarnishes her legacy. She let him do this. She let him do that. Like, you feel like, games are fixed in the NBA. Luka gets cooked on defense every single game. Like, is he really that bad on defense?
Yeah.
They cook him, and he would just roast her, and she'd be like, cool, I'm going to go, like, hang out with my war husband, have some kids and a family. Bye.
My research also found that Gina Davis actually, in interviews, has said that she knows the answer to that question, but she'll never answer that question. She'll hold on to that answer. So she's admitted that there is an answer. Wasn't just a play and it happened. She actually knows the answer. And that would lead me to think that she let go of the ball. She didn't drop it, right? Like, literally, you sent me a clip, and then I went and kind of found the image online, and she just like kind of let it go. Speaking of baseball, how about those Mets without Soto getting out to a pretty amazing start? 17-7, I think, maybe 18-7 today.
That's what I saw when you sent me that earlier, and I had to even look it up. Their pitching staff has the least amount of runs given up.
And that was that was a spot that was going to kill them this year, right? Yeah. Like, what's scary is McNeil. I don't know if he's hurt or he's not hitting yet. And then Soto is just not being Soto, right? So the Mets are for real. And
while you're talking about the Mets, I need to mention something that Kelly sent me earlier, that the Archives Jesse Winker card and the Heritage Jesse Winker card are the same picture. Now, I know Panini does it all the time. I haven't seen Topps do it yet, at least that I remember.
And one's in a Reds uniform?
No, they're both in the Mets uniform. He's a Met.
Oh okay.
But it's the exact same picture, just one's a close-up and one's further away from Topps and from Archives here.
So I thought Archives were the new Heritage?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought it was an older Heritage, but it's the new 2025.
The brand new one, and then
today.
The Archives came out today.
It came out today. I did not get into Heritage this year.
Kelly sent me the picture, so
I've not
my thing.
It's getting a little lazy, maybe, huh?
Just a little, but I'll tell you, the Mets are looking strong. I've been really liking this whole gender reveal thing. Like, Bryce Harper was handed a bat, and what colors, what gender they're gonna have. And then his wife's crying in the stands watching.
Yeah, really cool.
And there's another one.
Kwan did it today, right?
Stephen Kwan did it. Yeah, like I thought. I think Bryson Stott did it for Harper. Like, that is just such a cool idea. That's stuff I can get behind.
Yeah, baseball is exciting again to me, and I got to tell you, as a Yankee fan, I am so glad. Listen, I know Soto's gonna be fine, and I would love if he was playing right field for my team. But I am glad. I'll be 72 when his contract's up. Dude, do you understand when in the scheme of, first of all, I don't feel 57, but my point is 72. How is that possible? He's going to be 40 years old playing baseball a couple miles from here.
Did you know that last year the Cincinnati Reds paid the photographer who had that awesome shot of Rory for the Masters $3.4 million? Well, because the photographer is Ken Griffey Jr. You want to talk about Bobby Bonilla still getting paid? Ken Griffey Jr. was still getting paid by the Reds, just like Ohtani's going to be paid. Like, you really think Soto's playing 15 more years?
No, I don't. I mean, listen, he's cocky enough to want to play, but it was mind boggling when my someone broke not my personal chops, but one of my friends' chops about the fact that he's a Met fan, that he's going to be 72 when Soto's contract's up, man. Holy shit. That's crazy. But he's off to a terrible start. If that ever turns around, see, the pitching is going to be the problem for the Mets, and they may have to make a move mid-year, whereas the Yankees, I mean, listen, Cole got hurt, Heal's not pitching yet. If they had Cole and Heel, the way Judge is playing, and if Stanton was healthy, I tell you, the Yankees are going to be a team to be threatened. They're going to threaten at least for the American League again with the lineup that they're having. But I've been kind of, obviously the Masters was super exciting, right? Did you watch the Masters?
I did. Super
exciting with Rory winning. I thought he was going to collapse. I did think he was going to blow, but in the playoff rounds he came around, and it was nice to see Rory win the Grand Slam there. But I've been really, and I know you're probably much bigger on the NFL draft than I am, but the NHL obviously and NBA playoffs have kind of caught my eye a little bit. The Knicks are there. I know yeah, I mean the Cavs, OKC. I mean, OKC, wow. Yeah. I mean, I just the problem that the Knicks have is they may not get past Detroit, and this is a team that didn't Detroit have the worst record in NBA history last year, or at least one of the worst records in NBA.
They said that it was the biggest turnaround, I think, in NBA history was from them last year to this year.
This kid Cunningham's the real deal, man. He's the real deal. Now I know we're a hobby show. I don't collect much basketball at all. And you were saying that it's not selling.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, if you look at this last year, who are you going to collect? The biggest name is Jared McCain, and he plays for the worst team in the league, and he's hurt. I mean, other than like Wemby and Chet Holmgren, that's 2 years ago. And I think it kind of changes next year with Cooper Flag and a couple of studs coming out. But
has Cooper had a Bowman U card? Yeah, right.
Yeah, this last one was his first one. This came out like week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But there was a 30% chance he was going to go back to Duke because he just loved his experience, and I think he didn't want to play for Utah. But he ended up declaring the other day, and he's going to be the number one pick. So I feel like he's going to have next year's product. But this year, like we talked about before, there's no real rookies who are super collectible. Yeah. And on the other end, you got Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I think Paige Beckers is going to be very collectible too.
Oh yeah, I like her a lot.
I think I told you last time that Caitlin's a pure scorer, but I think Beckers is just a much more complete player, right? And she's a champion, and that matters. It matters if you could win, because if you could win at that level, then obviously you're ready to win at the. I think winning at the college level is the same as winning like at the WNBA level. It's much different NBA college to NBA than I think it is college to WNBA. So I do think that she'll find that winning will follow her. But we'll see.
I mean, they've got a good class. Like Haley Van Lit's really good.
Yeah. What's
I
this
don't
league? What's this league they're all signing up for? This like what is it? A 3-on-3 league?
Yeah, so they started it last year.
And why
Actually,
are they allowed to?
because they only play like 30 games in their season. So in the off season, a lot of the girls go overseas and play. Or like JC Sheldon went to Ohio State. She was like a 5th overall pick. She came back and worked for Ohio State because they don't make
I know
millions of dollars like the men, so they typically have other jobs in the off season.
they're working at your hobby. They're going to be working at your shop over there.
Yeah, Paige Beckers, I believe she got like ownership stakes. Like she's going to make more from that than she will in the WNBA ever. Like
she's not going to be she won't be bartending this summer, that's for sure.
Yeah, so that's why they go and have other jobs because they claim they don't make enough money, but they play basketball and get to travel and make enough.
I have a friend that's in the pet industry, my other life, my real life, and he's a NFL ref, and he does pet related stuff for his real job. But I think as an NFL ref, they're pretty well compensated as an NFL ref. Anyway, it is interesting to see that the girls just don't. I noticed that some of them are not me, but with those licenses that they got, but that was too late, right? For some of them, like Caitlin didn't make any college money, or did she? She didn't.
I was after her.
Caitlin, yeah, and Angel Reese and stuff like that.
But they're making endorsement money now.
Yeah, with all their and Angel with all her followers on Instagram, I'm sure she's getting paid.
Yeah.
So I think all right, you made your quote that you're gonna win the championship at the last week of June with your daughter's softball team. I'm gonna say that Paige Beckers wins a WNBA title before Caitlin Clark. What do you think?
Sure. I don't know enough about the teams to tell you if they're good or if they're not that good. Like I feel like Indiana was really bad, and then Caitlin came along and they're okay. Not sure if they got much better, but like I know nothing about the team Paige went to. So
listen, the Liberty won this year, right?
Liberty's going to win again next year too.
The Liberty is a solid team, but I'm going to tell you that Beckers wins before. So I'm going to make a couple predictions. We were talking Soto. I will tell you that the Yankees will win a World Series before the Mets. That will happen. And I say Paige wins before Caitlin. Those are my two predictions. And I say the Cowboys never win a Super Bowl again in my lifetime. Neither do the Knicks win an NBA title in my lifetime.
I'll tell you the Yankees will win the World Series and Paul Skeens will be the MVP.
All right, that is an awesome prediction. I do love that prediction. That you think Paul Skeens is going to come to the Yankees. So we want to talk about Skeens. I wanted to make sure that. So one thing I noticed, like the blur was making like some of my pictures when I show you like kind of blurry too. So I decided to. This is my card of the day. So this is the Tops Now. So it was a Tops Now Skeens when he broke Nolan Ryan's, or he tied Nolan Ryan for the most whatever as a rookie. And what I did was I got one of the SP ones. So this is an SP, and it's a refractor, and it's Skeens and Ryan.
It's dope.
Pretty cool, right? So I did want to show my card of the day. I didn't prep you to tell you for your card of the day, so you have to show something on your desk that's your card of the day.
Pokemon.
I know nothing about it. That's not a person to me. It means nothing to me. And yet,
Cheryl Miller.
There you go. Cheryl Miller. You showed. Is that one of the 7? So Topps is becoming Panini with the parallels, right? Didn't you send me something? You texted me last week. This new thing that's the first card.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a thing.
No, I didn't know it was a thing. Now Bowman, I've seen that. Bowman first.
Yeah.
That I've seen, and I've actually felt they were slightly more collectible, but they're only in paper anyway. So paper Bowman is not as popular.
But that was first edition. This is like the first card that was printed.
Oh, okay. So
like
this is
they print 700,000 cards. That's the first one off the line.
Got it. And are they randomly inserted, or did they make one set like that?
I don't know. It was the very first card I've ever seen like that. And I know I've seen on Twitter a lot of people saying, oh no, I thought I had this. Some guy sold an Ellie De La Cruz on eBay for like $3 because he didn't realize it was the first card. Like, people don't know that this is an insert or a parallel or whatever you want to call it. I didn't know until I saw it on the internet. Like, I probably could have skipped right over thinking it was just a base card. And think of how many breakers just go through the top, 30 cards, whatever, don't even look at them, set them aside and send them away.
Yeah.
And that's basically a base card that says the first on it, which could be valuable now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, as good as Ben is, right, he obviously misses stuff too. He's fast, and he's fast purposely, right? He wants to get through this.
You got to be.
You got to be fast, and you got to be not only fast but careful, right? Because you don't want to damage stuff. But that group, and most of the guys in that group and gals in that group anyway, you're friends with them on Twitter or on X. They will say, "Whoa, I think you missed an SP," or definitely with the holiday ones, you missed Ellie with a Santa Claus hat, right? He's swinging a candy cane, right? So those things. But now you make me think, and I had a question thinking about this whole, like, nobody really knew this was a thing. So I buy a factory box every year, and I just stock it away. And I know there are some variations that are different from the regular hobby and jumbo. I get that, but I think I read somewhere that there's a box that's just filled with 101s.
I don't know anything about it.
A full box of 101s. So now think about one of those boxes from 2018, and the Shohei's never shown up yet. Could be sitting on my shelf.
Could be. I've never heard of that, but like, I do have, I think it was a 2020 that I got the Gold Stars parallel.
That's cool.
So, yeah, there's different parallels, obviously. Or like, some of my buddies will send me it, like, if they open up theirs, just whatever parallel they got, all the Reds cards, I'll send them, like Nick Lucchese, my buddy, I'll send him the White Sox, he'll send me the Reds, stuff like that, and it's cool.
Yeah, I've gotten away from, like, I used to take the base cards and put them into team sets, man. I don't have the time, and I also think when Soto's contract is up and I'm 72, nobody's going to want those. So I just decided to donate. I donated last week.
Somebody on, I'm still going to call it Twitter, made the comment, with all the people getting rid of the base cards now because they're, overprint and everything, in 20 years, what if I have, random base card, Joey Votto graded PSA 10. It's a pop one because nobody's grading base cards. You can't just find that base card anymore because.
By the way, base cards should not be allowed to be graded. So I have this. I am against anything can be graded. Like, I have this. It would change the game. I think that a rookie card, and here's the problem though, right? But this what makes it a gamble. The rookie card is valuable if the kid is having the kid's having a great rookie year and he wins rookie of the year. Super valuable, right? And then, like, many of these guys, they fall off the face of the earth, right? Look, I mean, Julio Rodriguez has basically fallen off the face of the earth, right? His values have plummeted. So you want to strike when the iron's hot. I get it. But if you were forced to not be able to submit a card until it's in the third year, regardless. Now, and some exceptions to that. So no paper at all until the third year. The only exception would be a chrome variation. And it would eliminate these people that are sending in an Ohtani base card to get graded and just wasting time of people at PSA. Now, you want to grade that? You got to wait 3 years. You got to wait 3 years or 5 years. And then tell me if it's worth grading. And you know what? In 5 years, you got to sell it raw and make that decision. It would change a lot of the way they think. Because I look at some of the stuff that I just sent in a submission to SGS they just received it on Monday, so I'm probably 2 weeks or so out from starting to see grades. But like, I was so cautious about what I sent. I'm not sending Julio Rodriguez. I'm just not sending it. It's a base card. Now, there's someone who thinks this is valuable, and if the guy if he goes off in 5 years, then I could send this to get graded, but I can't send it now. I mean, what do you think? I mean, maybe I just went off on a crazy thing.
I am completely on the other side. Send whatever you want. PSA, you said they're wasting their time. That guy's sitting there getting paid. Maybe they're wasting your time because it takes longer for you to get the cards.
They're still going to have the same. They're still going to have the same amount of cards. It'll take a little while to catch up. They're always going to have the same amount of cards to grade.
So how are they wasting time?
So, but I'm saying the value of these cards are going to be worth so much more. I think there's times when you're sending something in that just look at like what's being sent in, and because I see it in the sales, Chris. You know, when people are like selling stuff in whether it's on eBay or District, and you see what they're selling, you're like, why? Who would have gotten that graded?
But then, if you have a better card and you want it back, get it higher
tier. Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, it's a business. They're making money. PSA will grade whatever they want. I should be able to grade whatever I want. If I want this Cheryl Miller card encapsulated just because I want it encapsulated, I could pay them to do it, and I do.
And then you should be put into a straight. You should be put into a straitjacket if you do that.
I mean, I'm not going to do it, but that's why they have tiers. You have a card that's more valuable, then you bump it up.
Like the one I just showed you, this definitely should have went in, right? Because it's an SP, it's chrome. I don't think it's numbered though. It's not numbered. Who knows what SP even means in Topps world? They could be printed a million of these things. Yeah. They don't have a number on them. Who even knows?
Panini, when they have the retail red and blue, they're SPs, but you don't know what the SP is.
So I have so many problems when I'm trying to because I still use Beckett online for organizing. I like it, right? Like, call me old school, whatever you want. I get the magazine. I like reading it. I like turning the pages, but I use their online feature. And so it's pretty easy to find a card, right? You go and you say, all right, you type in Skeens, you put in the number, and then it shows you. And then if there's variations of that, it'll show you the different variations, and you select the one you have. The problem is when you get to Panini and it's like, all right, is this the red wave? Is this the red flame?
Yeah.
Is it red? And then you could narrow it down, because if it's not numbered, then you eliminate anything that's numbered, and you say, all right, now here are the 38 leftover reds that have the word red in it that I got to try to figure out what it is. And God forbid you try to sell that, Chris, and it's not the right name. You're gonna lose credibility when you're selling. You'll lose credibility.
And then,
it's ridiculous.
Well, it's a good point you make, because I've been selling a lot of Leaf cards this week, Leaf Collective, and they've got. It's really hard to find a checklist on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, this card's a black shimmer. It's black and it's got a shimmer on it. It's 3 out of 3.
F is that?
It's a blue shimmer and it's 4 out of 7. Like, you can see it's Paul Skeens autograph, black shimmer, 4 out of 7 initials. Like that's all you can put in there, because you don't know. Like, it could be a checkerboard. It could be, like you said, flames. It could be lava wave. It could be ray wave. It could be lava wave. But it's like the card's black. That's 3 of 3.
I just had this problem with my SGS submission, because same thing. You start typing, it starts populating what it thinks you're looking for, and I had the camo SP Gunner number. I don't think it was camo. I think it might have been Memorial Day, right? So maybe it was Memorial Day, something like that. But it looks camo. But I can't tell you what it is, because Beckett didn't have it in their book. The only one they had numbered at 25, and I'm going to I think was orange. And it definitely wasn't orange, right? So this was an SP rookie card. So I sent it in anyway, and they're going to use my description, because they couldn't find it. But how Beckett didn't have it, and neither did SGS. It was just weird. Like, I'm wondering, do I have a magical card that nobody knows about?
I don't know. I like to check out Cardboard Connection.
They're not around anymore, are they?
They are back now.
Oh, they are back because I know recently they
were
were
gone
down
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of databases out there. I like the Beckett, but the problem with the Beckett is it doesn't recognize any other grading companies but their own. So if you got a graded card and you try to put in that it's a PSA, it doesn't recognize that. It only recognizes BGS, which is a little leaning a bias lean, right? And then the other one is that for some reason Panini, they don't recognize the. I'll try to find like a. I don't even have one. Oh yeah, like here, like this Otani refractor is like numbered NG8 or something like that on here.
Yeah.
I don't know, NG8. You can't put NG8 in for anything that's not tops. It's just really weird. So it does get a little frustrating, but yeah, I have not bought anything, although even with Heritage coming out, I do have a Bowman order coming in. I succumbed, but I didn't do bad. I went through Fanatics and I'm getting 8 boxes of just some blasters to rip. And then when the Mega comes out, I'll usually buy the Mega because I do like the Mega packs, right? Yeah. A lot of autographs in them. So I don't even know who I'm chasing in that, but I've decided it's flagship, it's chrome, it's Bowman, right? I really listen. I had a great chance to get some Heritage at a good price. I just don't enjoy that product.
It got what you're talking about. It's got me thinking of like I collect the NFL, but now Optic just came out. Well, there's no Bo Nix auto in there, which got me thinking. Now, did you see that Patrick Mahomes just signed for 2 years to sign autographs with Panini again? So that's huge.
I just saw, and I'm gonna grab the screen now because I just saw this. So this is this week. There's the Heritage.
What is Motive Basketball?
I'm glad before we get to the Donruss Optic, I was looking at this. First of all, there's no licensing. They're trying to get way ahead of themselves. I know they're getting the licensing, getting way too ahead of themselves. They're just flooding the market with. To me, it's inferior product. It's inferior product. I mean, it's just another, and this comes out. It's 8 cards per pack, 1 pack per box, and then there's your optics. So you're saying there's no Bo Nix?
No Bo Nix autographs. There's no Drake May. No, I'm pretty sure it's like Penix and JJ McCarthy, and like that's it.
You guys do well with hockey, I'm sure.
Yeah, my boss is huge into hockey, so SP Game Use, he's going to be excited about that. Bowman will always rip some Bowman.
I think the hockey thing has a lot to do with living in
Columbus
for sure, right?
A lot of hockey fans here.
Let me stop sharing this thing if this thing ever lets me.
It's one thing that I never got into collecting was hockey cards. Now my son,
me neither.
He'll walk into LCS and want a pack of hockey cards, and I'm going through them, and I'm like, yeah, cool, great. I'm like, unless it's like Sidney Crosby or Ovi, like I don't really know who these guys are.
Yeah, me neither. And I'll tell you, I can argue that the greatest card in my collection is a hockey card, and that was done accidentally. I had a guy at work that just had these binders and binders of stuff, and he was getting married, and he said, I don't care. And this, we're talking 90, 94, 95. And he said he just got to get rid of it. And I think I gave him $100 for a couple binders and a Gretzky autograph card from Upper Deck. So legit covered by Upper Deck. And it's numbered to like 2,500. Like Gretzky signed 2,500 of these.
But you got a Gretzky autograph, like
yeah, and this guy. Yeah, ironically, not collecting hockey, my greatest single piece in my collection is probably a hockey card, which is not. Listen, he's not a bad one to have, right? If you're gonna have a hockey card, But I don't like. I would not even know where to begin with hockey, and I watch. I mean, I'll watch the playoffs tonight. I'll watch the Ranger games when they're on. I just don't know.
Connor Bedard, McDavid,
David, I know.
Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Blue Jackets.
And the Blue Jackets, yeah. So that's what's going on with cards. Anything else with sports? You excited about the draft?
Yeah, I think so. There are rumors that Ashton Janty was going to slip, and then Denver's going to trade up and get him. Now it looks like he's going 5 to Jacksonville. There's been a lot of rumors. I mean, Denver gave Jerry Jeudy away to Cleveland for like nothing.
Yeah.
And for how much Cleveland hates Denver, and for the whole Elway thing, they do a lot of trades together. So there's a lot of buzz in the Denver beat writers that they're going to put a huge package together to trade up to number 2 and take Travis Hunter.
Is that what you want them to do?
No.
What do you want them to do?
I want them to take Omari and Hampton, running back from North Carolina, at 20. Where their draft pick, or tight end from Penn State's going to be gone. Hopefully, I think his name's Loveland, tight end from Michigan, will be there. Emeka Ibuka, wide receiver, Ohio State, will be there. I mean, Travis Hunter, like, you've got Riley Moss, who's really good, and you got Pat Surtain, who's Defensive Player of the Year.
Where's the draft this year?
Thursday. Where?
Where, yeah.
Green Bay.
Green Bay. Interesting.
And so, I feel Cam Ward's going 1. I think Cleveland's going to take Travis Hunter because he wants to play both sides. Either way, he's not Denver's 1 wide receiver or 1 cornerback. He's going to be 2 to Cortland Sutton and 2 to Patrick Surtain. Do you really give up your first round, second round this year, first round, second round next year for this guy? I mean, maybe if you really truly think he's going to be your number 1 on both sides, well, he could be 1A and 1B because no one's taken over Surtain.
Yeah.
But if you truly think that, like, go ahead and go get him. But I don't think that. So I hope they go running back or wide receiver.
Well, at number 20, taking a running back, not as big as a deal as.
I feel like in the second round they could get like Travion Henderson or Judkins from Ohio State in the second or third round, but like it's got to be Hampton from North Carolina if he's still there at 20. Like he's Darren Sproles mixed with Alvin Kamara. Like he's really good.
These are the kind of guys that the Chiefs end up with.
Yeah.
That's exactly the kind of player you're talking about that the Chiefs have.
Somehow the Chiefs draft him in the 7th round and he's a starter.
Next Tuesday night at 3:30 a.m. on ESPN, he's getting drafted.
He's going to be on ESPN, the Ocho. They cut in on the marble races. Dude, I love watching those marble races. It's awesome.
Do you ever see the guys with the pool balls on TikTok? It's on like a treadmill, and they just drop.
Yes, they do the pool balls. They do like Matchbox cars.
Oh my God, people just will do anything, and they're betting on this stuff too. They're gambling on it.
It's awesome.
I did get paid. My brother gave me my money for my winning the NCAA.
Good.
On Easter. After fees, right, paying off the person running the pool and not giving my original entry fee because it was my brother and I told him I'll get him when I get him. My take was a lot less, but it was nice to get that, and I gave some to my wife and some to my daughter, and I have nothing of it left right now.
Well, it all went to Bowman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not terrible. 8 boxes. What are they? They're not bad. I just got to rip Bowman though. I don't know why.
I know that's one that I know my wife doesn't like ripping Bowman or basketball because she doesn't know the players in it, and we generally rip together, and I absolutely love it. I mean, I have a wife who enjoys the hobby with me, but there's also something about just ripping by yourself. Like I can record it if I want to and post it online. I can rip it with you, FaceTime or some other buddies, or I could just sit on the front porch and just enjoy. Yeah,
I saved 1 mega box of Series 1 for my daughter when she got back. She's had such a hot hand. She's hit a 101 in her lifetime. She's hit a Soto rookie auto to 5, which I have.
Dang.
From Stadium Club from a blaster.
Whew, get out of that.
And she hit the Ellie 25 auto at the National.
Yeah.
And the Volpe 50 auto. So anyway, she's got a hot hand, but she got nothing in this box. And I think the best thing that came out of it was, and she had no idea because, again, she's a TikTok. She's a 23-year-old, right? So she doesn't know who Ichiro is. Not that she doesn't know who she is. She knows who Ichiro is, but she doesn't understand the impact Ichiro had on the game. Like, in her mind, Skeens, Ellie De La Cruz, they're the greatest players of all time, right? And Tatis and stuff like that. So anyway, she pulled there's an insert called Call to the Hall.
Yeah, I know that.
And she got like the purple one. Not a big deal. I like it. It's nice because I like Ichiro. I think he's a good, awesome player. Anyway, I got nothing else for you today.
That's all I got, man. I'm so tired. I've yawned like 6 times. I apologize. I've just had the.
Listen. You're here for the eye candy. If you're yawning, man, we're gonna lose that whole audience.
I know. It won't happen again. I'm off my game today.
You're not off your game. You spot on with all your stuff. And listen, good luck with the store this week. I know that's a lot. I've been in the startup world, and you are truly in an established startup, which is it's a good place to be, right? Because the company's established, and yet you have all that creative flexibility. It sounds like that's a great place to be, man. So enjoy that.
It's a lot of work, but it's super exciting and honestly,
rewarding.
Man, like it's more stuff to do than it is work. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff to do, man.
Well, good for you, man. Good seeing you, Chris. Chat during the week, man. Have a great night. Say hi to the family, and we'll talk soon, man.
All right, take care, man. See ya.
Peace, buddy. Bye.
Bye.